Phil Friends is this concept that I came up with laying in bed one night. I have all these close friends who have these wonderful stories that can help change the world, life experiences that can help other people believe in themselves, hold tight to their dreams and make their dreams reality. On Phil Friends, we talk about God, we talk about love, relationships. I have celebrity friends, I have non-celebrity friends. I have church members, family members. But when you watch and listen to Phil Friends, you will learn and you will laugh. It's a community of friends helping to build each other up. So tune in to Phil Friends every Sunday on WHCR 90.3 FM, or you can catch me on YouTube at Phil Friends Radio. All right, I'll see you there. WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. What's up, everybody? It's me, Phil, and I'm live right here in my home studio. I wish I was in my home studio with my fro right here on Phil Friends. Listen, I'm so happy to be back on air with you, my friends. This is our first live show. Of course, you know I go live every Sunday between 12 and 2, but today we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and I've got two wonderful women right here. Listen, we are talking about the power of us. The power of now taking our lives back, taking our community back, making that dollar holler in our community. Y'all like that? Make our dollar holler in our community. Enough with the corny jokes. But listen, we've got Monty Kemp, and y'all know my best friend, Ivy Scott. She's here. We got to bring them on. Monty Kemp and Ivy Scott. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Hey, how are you? Hi, everyone. Good to be here.
Thank you all so much for coming in. Listen, Phil Friends today is being sponsored in part by Good Old Professional Solutions. It's my boy. He is producing this show, so shout out to Cody, who is behind the scenes. Listen, if you are live with us right now, we hope. I don't know what's going on the other side, but we know people are watching. So go ahead and put those comments in the chat if you want to talk to Marty and Ivy. Welcome, ladies.
Hey, Phil, good to be here.
Y'all look good.
Oh,
beautiful.
So thank you.
Cheers. I didn't even listen. I was running.
Hey, cheers.
Y'all got yes. Cheers to my. Don't look at the cheers to the water.
Cheers to the water.
Listen, you all have done some amazing things. You all have started this wonderful ecosystem that has sparked I would say, a global phenomenon in our community. And I am so proud of you all. I'll never forget, Ivy, you said, Phil, I got this idea and I want to make it happen. And I won't tell the story, but it's so funny how life works because God start putting people in your lives to make a difference in our community. So let's just start off, tell the people, let's start off with Marty. Marty, Kim, Ivy, people know you, we're going to come back to you. Let's tell Marty, introduce the people to you.
Absolutely. So my name is Marty Kemp, and Phil, I actually met you at one of Ivy League's kickoff events, and that's where Ivy and we met actually at the gym. But a little bit about me, I have sort of like a serial entrepreneur / impact maker, but where this all came from was, I've been an executive in tech for over 25 years. And just seeing the lack of representation, not only from a color perspective, but also from being a woman. Not enough women in the C-suite. Any single page you look at, it's me, the only woman in the entire executive team. And, seeing the need to help empower us to move up, to speak up, and to only do things in our passion where we're making an impact. So that's one avenue, but also seeing that everything comes down to money. Why do you go to work? Because you want to make money. And so we have this need, like air, water, food, that we never talk about. It's just like this quiet word, about money. And so you're working hard, you're putting in all these hours, but at the same time, you're just sort of in this rat race. And so it kind of dawned on me, and I'm talking about, I'm in HR, so I'm working with executives in HR, my partners, and I'm working with people all up and down the ladder. And I noticed that everyone was sort of just getting by, no matter how much salary they made. And then also tapping into spending 30, 40 years in the workspace, not even tapping into their passion. So that's where start a business and do and flip your money, make your money work for you. All of those things sort of came along, which enabled me to create more avenues to educate, but also to create my own businesses while working in the executive space, driving impact in that capacity as well. So huge story, been doing it for a while. And I'm very happy to be able to be at this point. We were just in Detroit last week to actually talk about Black business revival, especially post-COVID. A lot of businesses have come out of COVID, which is amazing. And I think that we can tail and get together and push together to make it a more powerful stance that we have with regards to the economy and Black businesses and legacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to get more back to Detroit, the revival, the ecosystem. Ivy, let's go to you. Unmute yourself. Let's unmute yourself. We are so excited, and we're doing this thing on live. Usually we go on Yard Stream, you guys, but today we are doing everything through Zoom. Ivy, hey friend, what's going on?
Hey friend, how you doing? Hey buddy, what up, Black people?
Hey.
What's up?
So let's introduce the people, reintroduce the people to you.
Cool. So y'all know so much about me, but I'm just gonna delve in. Ivy Scott, obviously, HBCU grad, a proud Clark Atlanta University alum from Dallas, Texas. And, in the past, I've talked about, my personal life a lot, but now I want to really delve into what has blossomed from the things that I've learned through the trials and tribulations that I've dealt with in my life, as well as in COVID. As Madi mentioned, a lot of the Black businesses faced a lot of hardships during COVID. And so that was truly unfortunate. For me, it actually helped me to blossom and take a leap of faith and do something that I always dreamt of doing, which was being an entrepreneur. And now I'm 1 year in, and I can't take any other clients right now. I have a marketing agency called Ivy League Marketing, and the mothership of that organization is Black Ivy League Ecosystem, which is a consortium of small Black-owned businesses, some of which I support as their marketing branding lead. And then the other half of that are the vendors and the partners that we utilize in order to support those businesses, such as printing companies and import export and business writing. And as a result, we are able to truly circulate that Black dollar, which, those who passed away in Oklahoma in that terrible massacre, that's what they did on Black Wall Street. And so we have so many different entities where people are supporting and want to revive the Black Wall Street, where I didn't want to just do that from a place of just curating a site where we have the businesses, and that's great, that's wonderful, and we need that, but we also have to be action oriented. So as a result, I have been able to touch over 30 small Black-owned businesses, and I'm looking to increase that number. Have a great reaction here in Atlanta. We had a great trip in Detroit. We're planning to go to New York soon, and we're gonna make it great. So
y'all gonna tear up New York, because I'm gonna be there.
You already know.
That is the plan.
I want to talk about the Black business revival. Let's get into that, because it's so important. The power of us. That's what I titled this show. It is the power of us. Why is the Black business revival so important, and why did you all come up with this this organization and this movement?
Well, I'll say where this all first started was we were going to Detroit. So I purchased 3 more plots of land, and we were forced going up there to just check it out. And then I was thinking about the businesses up there, because I have a property manager, and then I know some people. Ivy ended up out of conversation. Ivy knew people. And then as we're sort of brainstorming on what we wanted to do in Detroit, it actually became a trip and a purpose and a plan. And then I said, Ivy, why don't you bring the Ivy League ecosystem to Detroit? And we can make this a Black revival, because one thing that we do have is a powerful network. And it was interesting just in our conversations when it talked about, marketing, promotions. The biggest issues with a lot of Black businesses is marketing and promotions and business advising and all the things that we naturally offer. Why not let's have a conversation with these business owners, understand their gaps, and be able to provide a network, a solution, a group where not only do we talk about our gaps and our inefficiencies and our desires, but also partner you up with someone within the network who's able to help you in real time. And so it basically keeps things circulating. Even when it comes to raising capital, it keeps those conversations circulating, so that it's not like these taboo conversations. We come from a generation prior to us where I got mine, you better figure yours out.
Right.
It's more critical than ever that we share. And it's more critical than ever that we tap into our network and stop depending on external networks outside of us, which really don't have the same passion or understand the dire straits we are in to save our Black community at this time.
because we are the only ones that can save ourselves. No one, let's get very real. This is a live show. Y'all know how I get. No one cares about us. Nobody gives a damn about us. We have to care about ourselves. And it goes with the Black dollar and keeping the dollar in our community. Right. So when you all were in Detroit, what were some of the things that you all saw? And obviously it was a powerful movement there, because you still talking, you're lit up about this every time I talk to you.
Yeah, I gotta have such a special place in my heart. And it's so wild. I would be 100% honest with you guys. So initially when Mighty was like, Detroit is amazing, I'm like, what? I was like, I went there before. I didn't like it. It was this, it was that. And honestly, Detroit has had this black cloud on it for so many years. And then we went there, and I swear, I really felt like I was revived. It reminded me so much of the Harlem Renaissance. It reminded me so much of Black excellence. It reminded me of just the feeling that you get when you think about HBCUs, when you think about where we should be as a Black community. I saw Black family. Right. We saw so much Black family. And when I say that, meaning husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend with their children out doing fun things like at the Riverwalk, exercising together and fishing. We saw these beautiful areas where they had converted alleys into these really dope, artsy, kind of cool hipster areas where it was a nice balance of Caucasian businesses and Black businesses. Lip Bar is actually located in one of those alleys. Additionally, we worked out, and we were at Amina's studio that is amazing.
Clark Atlanta University.
Clark Atlanta University.
Cycle Delight.
Yes, we'll get back to the amazing connection later. Okay.
There's a whole street called Fashion Avenue that is dedicated to Black businesses and these people working together. And they were so welcome to us. Initially people say, oh, people in Detroit are cold, and it's cold there, literally and figuratively. I legit did not feel any of that. As a woman from the South, I felt like I felt that Southern hospitality. People were eager to get to know us, tell us about their businesses, and they were excited and welcoming to have us there. It is so many fun things going on there. When you saw it, there were nights when I was like, damn, I feel like I'm in New York right now. Like, Detroit needs to be a destination area. And the reality, like you said, we're being real, is that white people in this country have put this terrible negative stigma on Detroit so that they can come in and take it from us. When you think about how they go into our communities and they do gentrification, they don't think about us. They plot crime, because we saw that. When I say they plot crime, there were a lot of homes that were burnt down. We're like, why are so many homes here burned down? And they were honest with us. They're like, people have been throwing bombs in there. Y'all, come on. We not throwing bombs in our homes. We know exactly what they
ain't trying to make bombs because we ain't trying to blow ourselves up.
You've never known us to blow up anything, okay? We're just gonna put that out there. What's happening is that they plot this crime, they burn our homes, they make the property value go down, then they come in and then they snatch it, they gentrify it, and then they go up on the prices, and our communities are gone. We've seen it in Dallas, we're seeing it in Atlanta, and we've definitely seen it in DC, and I can speak from experience because I have lived in all of those places. And so what we're doing is that we're not gonna let that happen to Detroit. No, we're not natives of there, but our people are. They're open to us, and every other race out there, they've joined forces together, and they've made their communities and their ethnicity so strong, and that's what we're gonna do.
And it's really just not Detroit, it's every city that Black people are living in, right? Because I consider myself part of the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
It is a movement around the country, because a part of revival is changing our mindset. And you all can speak to this. How do we get people to change the mindset when it comes to Black businesses? Oh, I don't want they do that. You know how it is when it comes to Black people and businesses. How do we change the mindset of our people?
It's really interesting because I feel like we've sort of gone through these phases. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Us. Is it Us? I'm trying to remember the one on. Is that the one that I've been telling you to watch?
Oh, no, them.
Them. So I feel like this. So, okay, slavery, then, Jim Crow. Then we thought it was the promised land because there's integration. And integration, we have to understand that anything that happens, there's a capitalistic agenda behind it. Absolutely. So a lot of us were drinking that integration juice, thinking that we're all kumbaya, we're one people, our kids are in the same school, we're able to now live in these environments and these situations. And yeah, we don't know that, we're being charged triple the interest rates for the houses we're buying. We don't realize that we probably can't gain equity in this house because there's a clause in the purchase agreement. But at the end of the day, I feel like for a long time we've been drinking this juice. And if I think about, I always talk about this one key topic was when Rosa Parks, for example, when she wanted to sit on the front of the bus, she fought for that, right? It's never discussed that we as Black people, as a Black community, already had our own buses. We already had everything we needed for our people to get to where we needed to go.
Absolutely.
So she fought for that, to sit in front of a white or whatever own bus it was, but it wasn't our own bus, where they didn't even want her to be there in the first place. And then that brought on and broke the floodgates for integration. Then all these other things started to happen. But the point is that we've been so rocked to sleep. Then if I look at my parents' generation, my father had his job for 30 years. Where is there, then people work for post offices and things like that for 30, 40 years in a generation prior. There is no room for creation, innovation. What are my passions? What I want to do? They were still drinking that juice. We're together. We're working together now. Our kids are in the same school. And so now if we fast forward, I was having a conversation with actually ex-mayor Mount Vernon yesterday. And everyone's talking about politics. That's why, I'm not big into politics because I'm big into my bank account and investing, right? And it doesn't matter who's in office, it's still going to happen. But the thing is that we as Black people get so wrapped up into politics, and we really think like we're really looking for someone to save us. And it's just like, it's not going to happen. So when I look at places like Mount Vernon and Harlem, you see all these buildings that are just say for lease. What makes us not dial the number on that building? Ask how much it is to start our own businesses. It's not about politics. It's not about all these other layers. We're not even making the phone call. Now, if you get rejected, that's a conversation, but why wouldn't you just keep trying? It's starting with that desire. We are in critical state to build our own. And I don't think we feel that because we're so wrapped in consumerism. But how do you get started? Tap into your passions, connect with people like us. I mean, we're on the ground people wanting to help. And let's talk about your plan and let's get us going.
Absolutely. And let people know how to get in touch with you all while we're here so they can go to your Instagram and let them know. Go ahead, Ivy, you can let them know first.
So I'm on Instagram at IV, spell out number 1. But most importantly, you can go to my website, which is www.blackivyleague.com. And you can also email me at ivy@ivyleaguemarketing.com. And you can also find all that information on my Instagram page.
And I want to let producer, I don't know if you can get that up at the end of the show for us. Tell us the website again. Cody, I'm putting you on the spot.
That's right. I'm gonna text it to him now. We won't have.
Let them know how they can get in touch with you as well.
Sure. So I'm at Madi Kemp 1 on Instagram. So you can find me there, and madikemp.com is my website, or My True Luxury Estates. I'm also a real estate agent licensed in California and Georgia as well.
Okay, all right. I went to real estate school. I just need to take the test in California.
Let's do it.
I had to leave California. We just got to talking about I had to leave LA and come here. I don't want to go back. Another long story. You brought up integration, and integration back in the day, I'll never forget at school, Dorothy Cotton and so many other famous African Americans used to come to our institution. And there were more Black millionaires before integration than there were after. We need to get back to the mindset of, like you said, Madi, we need our own. We don't need anything from them. The power is in us. Ivy, why do you think it's so important for people of our color and of hue to have our own and to create our own businesses?
One is how you tap into your power, your passion, right? All of us have so many passions. We're gifted with so many talents, but Western ideology has conformed us to feel like corporate America is the way to go. They have created this recipe that they feel like everyone should buy into. All of us are created differently. Forget created equally. We're created differently. And as a result, when you think about how you're brought up, when you think about grade school and we think about college, it's never a push to what is your passion and desire? Okay, let us help you now to be an entrepreneur. And I think that's so important because a good girlfriend, well, not good girlfriend of mine, but a sister that I love. She went to Clark Atlanta University, and her name is Ebony. And I told Ebony, I was like, girlfriend, I am going to take this quote from you. Her Instagram is officially underscore EB. She said, a salary is the drug they give you to forget your dreams. And so there has been this fear. They're always telling you that, oh, only X amount of businesses even thrive. And so when you hear these crazy statistics, even as it relates to dating in the Black community, you get scared. And then as a result, you act out of fear. And so the reality is that we have seen it tried and true that if you actually put the work towards doing your business, getting your capital together, you can thrive. The fact that I was able to start a business during the pandemic, I that is a prime example that if I can do it in the pandemic, go through a divorce, move from DC to Atlanta, then anyone can do it as well. And so, as Madi mentioned, there are so many resources out there, not only us. For instance, here in Georgia, Operation Hope. It is a initiative to actually help small Black owned businesses. The goal is to help launch 1 million small Black owned businesses. They've partnered with Shopify and a plethora of other companies, and they're offering free mentorship, offering free business development courses. So the resources are there. We just got to get it out there. And that's how you actually, when you think about, you look at these different brands, Ralph Lauren, Tom Ford, Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, Ford. These are all white names. We need to be able to have our names in the same amount of esteem and prestige and credibility. A lot of these companies, they thrive because they take our culture, they take our creative ideas. The reality is that we're the ones who created all of this shit anyways during slavery, and we just haven't been given the credit. So now let's take that back.
We're alive. I got to put this on the radio. Also, exactly. But you're right. You're fine. You're right. But you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We have the buying power. We have the money. We spend the money, but we are the culture. So we are the culture. We are the trendsetters. So we need to capitalize on our own.
Yep.
You said something so poignant. You said you see a sign on the street. Why wouldn't we think about calling that business? But where does it come from? Where would a person who's watching this right now, we know the power of just doing it, because and especially Ivy and I, we've pretty much grown up together. Just do it. What they gonna say? No. The most they can say is no. And 9 times out of 10, they say yes. So where do we get that from? That internal, let me just try to put this business out. Let me just try to make it happen.
Yeah. So, and I feel like we're speaking at a very high level, because what we're talking about, there's something that says, I believe a term that's like, if you keep doing it over and over again and getting the same results, that means you're crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say crazy, but there's clearly a lot of healing that needs to happen. And when we're talking about healing, this is where those ancestors come in. And so when we in the US, America, are the only country, Black people, that do not pay homage to, maybe other countries do. I'm sure they do it in Africa. It's actually, I will just say, in a country where we know what our ancestors went through, we do not even pay homage. We identify with our ancestors in the light of struggle, but we don't identify with our ancestors in the light of success and I'm living their dreams. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing. And so where this sort of, connected for me is I went to Taipei on business. And I remember I was like shopping on a Friday, and all of a sudden, I think it was around 3:00, everything shut down. Every single business, every single human came out their apartment buildings, and they were burning and paying homage to their ancestors. And I said, wow, that's amazing. We don't do that. And so when we talk about what keeps people from making that call, what keeps people from disassociating or disconnecting themselves from Gucci and Louis Vuitton, it's that illness, there's a sickness that we have to undo. We need to heal. But at a fundamental beginning of that, if we were to talk about one tactical thing you can do today, is pay homage to your ancestors, say thank you. If you don't thank them and you don't come at a place of gratitude, you will never be able to really understand where, because those ancestors are waiting for us, right? And they are truly to guide you, but just need to tap in. I believe
Well,
that's
listen, we were talking about that prior to the show, and we were saying that I hope someone gets something from this, and we are very spiritual people, and we are saying us, and you are right. It is about paying homage to our ancestors. It is about believing in something greater than you. It is about knowing that you are not on this earth alone. There are people walking with you. There are literally times when you can be by yourself. You have chills running up your spine. There are angels guiding you. There are people around you. And it's important for us to tap into that. You know, we have to, you're right about the healing. That's a whole nother show. We'll bring y'all back to talk about that.
show.
We got a whole bunch of healing to do, but I think that healing comes in when you learn how to ground yourself and understand that I cannot do this alone. I need the help of the Lord. I need God. I need my ancestors. Whatever it is for you, do that. Ivy, what do you think about that?
Me and Marty talk about that a lot. And I will say, in terms of even my own growth in every aspect of my life, I've always had this connection with my ancestors and people who know me close. And especially, I've always made it a point to say, I'm doing this for my ancestors. I remember when I was working at Turner and I was supporting the president. I used to work on his presentations, and I remember he had an event at a like it was like a golf club. It was something really prestigious. And I went into the bathroom and I took a couple of minutes and I wept. And I did that because I was like, I know there was a time when my ancestors had to go in through the back door and they were cleaning and they were cooking. And yet I'm able to come in, have my car valeted. I'm able to walk through the front door, and I'm here representing this company. And if I can get this far, I know I can go further. And when I started tapping into ancestor, when I started tapping into spirit, and when I started tapping into the things that, again, I keep talking about Western ideology, but it's been taught for us not to tap into that because it is our power. And the moment that you understand that, and the moment that you take time to meditate, walk in the grass and ground yourself, as you talk about, you take that moment and you really connect to spirit and God, you will be able to do unbelievable things. And so I know the topic of this show is talking about the Black business revival, but you can't have one without the other.
You got to revive yourself.
You got to revive yourself. And so when you can get to that place, to Mari's point, in terms of healing, self-love, and connection, and listening to ancestor. So there's a brand, the Honey Pot. On the Honey Pot mission statement on her bottle, it actually says, this was a sister who was dealing with feminine hygiene issues. She literally had a dream. And in her dream, ancestors came to her and gave her the blend that she needed in order to not only solve that issue, but now she's able to serve the masses. And that's on her bottles. So if that's not testimony enough that there is power in spirit and ancestor, I don't know what is.
Well, you have to really try it. And Ivy and I, we of course, everybody knows we're best friends. Ivy will tell you, she's like, I will say, oh, I want to live there. 10 years later, I'll live there. Oh, I want to work here, and I'll work there. It is the power of you knowing that I'm just gonna speak it, I'm gonna apply, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But that comes from you knowing, but that comes from me knowing that, you know, my parents telling me that there's something that God is gonna make stuff happen. You gotta believe, you gotta put him first, you gotta trust him. But that is a part of my ancestral bringing, if you will, of knowing that. But yeah, that's important. So y'all out there watching, please believe in yourself, find it, and they can help you. These two.
Tap into your ancestors at a minimum.
Yep, at a minimum. Cody, if we have any people who are, I don't know who's watching, I can't see Cody. Good old Professional Solutions is taking care of us. You can put the comments, if people have comments, audience, if you're watching, please let us know at this time. Cody can put them on the screen and we'll jump right in. Listen, I want to start a business. I don't know what to do. Can you all help? What do I do? I see these sisters online. Y'all give me all this information. Help me figure out what I need to do. And how do I get a part of this ecosystem? Well, we'll talk about that, but let's start with the business part and we'll go into the ecosystem later.
And I think it's, and again, just speaking about why healing and tapping in is so critical, because if you don't handle that first, that's what's bleeding in our finances right now. We don't care. We work so hard for these dollars, and we don't connect the dots that it's currency. That's why it's called currency. Right. It's a form of energy. So if you're looking to start a business, number one, fundamentally work on your self-discipline, number one. Number two, start your LLC. Once you have your LLC, get your Dun and Bradstreet number. Start building your business credit. The idea with business is you want to make sure you keep all businesses separate from your business needs, business finances, etc., separate from your personal. Once you get your DNB, start a NAV account so you can start building your credit. Once you do that, you open up 4 trade lines of accounts, which are 30-day type accounts. They don't require your social. You just use your DNB, or you're using your EIN number. Then you open a bank account, a business bank account that's solely based on your EIN and your DNB number. And then from there, you're pretty much moving along in the nice fashion that you want to. So that's just like the stilts. That
was good. Listen, I'm
foundation.
Okay.
Let's keep it simple.
Right, keep it simple.
And then, I would actually partner and start getting your business plan together. I believe in passion, and just like I tell my daughters, is where passion meets your ability to take care of yourself, there has to be that intersect. So when you create a business plan, it's great to have big dreams when you're creating you're desiring to tap into your passion, but you have to look at how you're going to monetize, and then you have to be stable enough to be able to start to support that goal, financially. So that comes with partnering people like me and Ivy League, etc., to start devising your business plan. I'm a business advisor with The Best Workouts, and that's how Ivy and I actually started working a lot closer as well. And it's amazing, just people in my network I was able to connect to, and it was automatic, movements. And it didn't take a minute. I mean, it was just like a conversation. Oh yeah, I know this person, let me connect you. That's why this ecosystem is so critical.
And for me, I know you have to, I'm all about making money. I'm not 18 anymore. So if it ain't making dollars, it ain't making no sense to me. But that's not really the way you could go, because if you want to start off your business, you may not make money first, right?
And you may still have a corporate job. And that's the thing. Just understand that corporate job is whatever, you got to have 7 streams. Whatever that stream is, don't judge it.
Don't judge it. Absolutely. And I need a few more, because y'all know I work like a slave up in here. But I got them streams coming in, and one day I need a big stream. The Lord is going to make
it. Way will come in. It will no longer be stream.
Yes. Ivy, what do you want to put into this? I want to start a business. I want to get my marketing right. You have your company with marketing.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that, for me, is supporting small Black-owned businesses. Having 13 years of corporate marketing experience, I realized that during the pandemic, that a lot of our businesses, a lot of the entrepreneurs have never worked in corporate. So they really don't know how to navigate with corporate vendors. A lot of times they pay for services that they don't need, or they're not asking the right questions just because they don't know, because they've never been in that setting, as well as they don't have a brand. They have an idea, they have a product, they have a service, but they don't have a brand. There's a difference, right? So they don't have their logo, they don't have their colors, their style guide. And so things are kind of discombobulated. And so as a result, you have a great product or service, but because the brand isn't tight and people don't know how to find you and it's not consistent, then sometimes those businesses will fold, not because they aren't good, but just because they didn't have their credentials together. They didn't have their branding on par. So what I do is I come in and I take that experience, and I first start with, what is the logo? What is the brand style guide? We don't have that. Let's go ahead. What is our mission? What is our value statement? And then we also identify, what are our marketing channels? We don't have them. We don't have email. Okay, we need to get into that. We additionally find out who is our target audience. A lot of times people feel like everybody. No, you want to tap into your target audience. A lot of times, if you just tap into that 10% of people who are buying loyally and they're engaged loyally, that's how you're going to make your revenue. It's a huge miss when you try to target everybody, or you cheapen your brand identity because you are trying to have this catch-all. If you know that you want to be a luxury brand, then don't shortchange yourself. Go out there with the $2,000 product, whatever that is. And that's one thing I was listening to Daymond John, he was saying with FUBU, was that there was a lot of people who were ripping them off, but that's okay. Those people were never going to buy FUBU. They were never going to buy the authentic of FUBU. That's all they could afford, was a cheap one. So don't feel like you have to waver your brand so that you can get everybody. Additionally, when you get these services, make sure, when I say services, meaning email channels or even down to Wi-Fi. You guys will be surprised that unfortunately a lot of these big brands, I'm not going to call any of them out, but they will not service us properly because they know that we don't know. So what I'll come in is I'll ask the hard questions and I will pressure them and I will negotiate the contracts for them so that not only they get the services that they need, but they also get some freebies because essentially they're making them money by using their platforms. So that's just a little bit from that perspective. And then most importantly, I think when it comes to the Black Ivy League ecosystem, being a part of the ecosystem, because we are all sharing a lot of the same services, we don't have to pay the top dollar amount for it because I'm brokering various deals. You're going to get a discounted rate on printing. You're going to get a discounted rate on your photography, on your videography, as well as there's going to be consistency because we're all working together and everyone is familiar with your brand. And that's how you're able to produce really great products.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the next city for the Black Business Revival is where? New York City?
Yes, sir.
New York City.
New York
That
City.
is definitely a target spot for us, for
And
sure.
I don't know how you all want to do this, but if you want to, I'm sweating. Y'all didn't tell me I remember sweating and stuff.
Okay. It's a glow. It's a glow.
It's a glow. I'm sweating.
Didn't even see it.
My
Didn't
church
even see
style.
it.
Listen, so but if they want to be a part of this, is it something that people can be a part of, or can they just email you all to be a part of this, or what? How does that? The next, and I know you all are making a city. It's gonna be a global thing. It's gonna be, we're hitting America.
So it is an initiative that we like to keep intimate, but we are opening up to people. As for New York, we are penciling September. So just stay tuned to our Instagram handles and we'll be pushing that out, as well as if you join our mailing list through our websites, you'll definitely be informed. The focus right now, though, and I think this goes back to when you are developing a business, you have to have focus. And so I'm not going to sell this dream of we can service everybody.
Right.
In order for us to truly maximize, in order for us to truly be productive, we do have to have focus, meaning that if we scale too fast, it'll be detrimental. So with that being said, is like with Detroit, we started off small and now we realize, okay, we've established the relationships with these businesses. Now, how can we work together collectively in terms of buying a block? So, Madi was the one who educated me on property investment. And so now I'm investing in my own property and now we can scale in that initiative. So I want to shout out her property management manager, who's amazing. His name is Leroy. His company is phenomenal. And it was starting small that, okay, well, let me see how it's working for Madi. I see now, I understand the recipe. Now we can scale this to other people. So as it relates to New York, if you are a small Black owned business in the New York area, definitely reach out to us because the objective is to network with you, understand your business, and then from there we understand how we can work together, understand the challenges, and then we can put together a strategy plan, because discipline and strategy are two key things that our community has to lean into. I'm all about being in the flow, but you also have to have some structure.
Absolutely. So let's go into final thoughts. Madi, we'll give you the floor. What are your final thoughts on today?
My final thoughts are we are in critical need to do something for our own community. And it's time to, my son plays basketball, and actually all my children play basketball, but box out. And part of boxing out is a place where you're sort of putting your blinders on and you're completely focused on identifying the needs, identifying your opportunities. Those people in corporate America step out and start creating something now. It's time. And yes, the money is easy. I know it is, but you can have that in addition to something else. Don't let that be the only thing that I remember I was talking to somebody and he said, I don't post anything on Facebook about my own personal business. It's just my corporate job. And I'm like, who does that? Like, you should be proud about what you do, unless it's not doing well.
Right.
But, so I would say it's, we have to understand where we are. Like, this is no longer fun and games. And to your point about the power of words, like you say something, you manifest and it happens. Everything you say is power.
Oh.
Everything you hear is power. And if you see what's being pumped into the system, either on the media, social media, the news, hip hop music, it's not serving the Black community. It's taking us in the wrong direction. And I think that we have to be very mindful that we are not like everyone else. It's time to box out, take it back, go within and build from within and start the foundation there. And that's why Black Business Revival is so powerful, is because we're already starting to light it up. You know, from Atlanta to Detroit to New York. I'm from the Bay. I'll be in the Bay next. We got to make this happen. And you know what? I'm taking full accountability, and I want everyone who's watching today to hold us accountable. And, you know, if you're interested in becoming part of this Black Business Revival, please send me an email personally, Madi@madikemp.com.
Madi@madikemp. Ivy, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I wanted to first start off by saying that there's enough in the universe for everyone.
Absolutely.
So we have to we have to forget everything that we've been taught in terms of what we've learned, this crab in a barrel mentality. And that's a lot of times why Black people, we have been unable to truly collaborate together, is because we feel like there's only enough for one of us in the room, one of us in the business. So if once we can deprogram ourselves into thinking, man, there's enough of us, we could have photographers, videographers. It's not a competition. As long as we're working together, that's the power. Don't feel like that, oh, you got one photographer, I guess you can't have another one. We have to get out of that mindset. Lastly, I feel I would be remiss if I did not mention the brands that I support. And I want that to be part of my lasting thoughts, because the Ivy League marketing and Black Ivy League ecosystem would not exist without these wonderful people who have trusted me with their businesses. And so first, I'm just going to start with Madi Kemp, MK Global. So, you know, Madi and I met, as she mentioned, through the Best Workouts. The Best Workouts is a virtual fitness platform. The founder is Donald Alexander. And so her and I were working out together. I heard all these great things about the sister, and she was our business advisor. And then from there, she brought me on to help manage her portfolio of businesses. So you got the Best Workouts, you got, you know, MK Global. You also have Play Pits. Play Pits, the founder of Play Pits is Chantel Powell. That's my sister, that's my girl, that's my little sister. I was there with her when she was baking up the recipe in the kitchen, and now it's a thriving all-natural deodorant line. Lina Norell Designs, another sister that I love. She went to Spelman. Her and I, we met through associations. And anyways, her and I actually both took a leap of faith at the same time and pursued our dreams and our passion. And now she has a thriving interior design business, as well as a line of luxury pillows. And she's able to scale those pillows because one of my other business partners and clients is Joe Johnson. He has A La Mode, he has Bamboo Music, and one thing I love about his company is that his family had a trade of sewing. And that's one area that Black people, we need to tap into, is really knowing those trades. And they do all the reupholstery and scaling of the pillows for Lina Norell. Also Atlanta Reggae in the Park. It has been a huge part of the ecosystem. It's the largest free Afro-Caribbean festival in the United States. It's going to be at Piedmont Park, August 13th, 14th, and 15th. Philip is actually going to be reporting live there.
Come on, I'll be there.
Hey. And so Play Pits is going to be sponsoring the Play Zone for that area. A lot, you know, we're going to have Madi speaking there. We also have some of my other clients who are going to be part of Atlanta Reggae in the Park. I have more clients that are coming on board. So I said all to say is that lean into your community, lean into your people, and don't worry about that's not for me. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Oh, they already got it. They already have a natural line. I can't be a part of it. Yes, you can. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. Know that you are enough, and start there. And once you start working on that self-work, everything that you want and desire will come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you all. You all have been
glad to be here. You know, I wanted to say one thing, Phil.
Go ahead.
If anyone takes anything from this call or this show, start healing. You know, figure out what's going on and tap into your ancestors. Start there, and everything will start to naturally fall in place.
Yep.
And if that's anything you can do right now, that's something you can do, from putting your phone down, closing your laptop, and just going into your zone and just really focusing on what's already given to you. It's already there.
Absolutely. And like I always say here, again, thank you ladies for coming on. I really appreciate you all. Madi Kemp, Ivy Scott. Let's give him a round of applause. Hopefully everyone is watching.
Happy birthday to my best friend,
Yes.
Brittany Groove. My big sister, Amber. My
Happy
baby's
birthday.
birthday on Friday. All the cancers. Shout
Yes.
out to y'all. It's a lot of y'all. Michaela, Chanel, just happy birthday to them. Sorry, I couldn't stop.
Happy
without saying
birthday.
Happy birthday.
All of them. But listen, one thing I really want to tell you all, for those who are listening, is to keep believing in yourself and believe in God, because he can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you could ask, think, or ever imagine. So remember that. I'm here same time, same place on Sunday. I'm also on Phil and Friends Radio YouTube. So we'll see you guys next time. Shout out to Good Old Productions and Professional Solutions who have been sponsoring this show. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. First live show on Facebook.
Hey, well done. Well done.
Baby, let's go.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Everybody stay right there.
Okay.
Phil and Friends is this concept that I came up with laying in bed one night. I have all these close friends who have these wonderful stories that can help change the world, life experiences that can help other people believe in themselves, hold tight to their dreams and make their dreams reality. On Phil and Friends, we talk about God, we talk about love, relationships. I have celebrity friends, I have non-celebrity friends. I have church members, family members. But when you watch and listen to Phil and Friends, you will learn and you will laugh. It's a community of friends helping to build each other up. So tune in to Phil and Friends every Sunday on WHCR 90.3 FM, or you can catch me on YouTube at Phil and Friends Radio. All right, I'll see you there.